So I chose to do the birds, and the first system I chose for them was the digestive system. Birds have no teeth, unlike humans, which immediately complicates and makes their digestive system more complex and different than humans. They use a tube that goes all the way from their mouth to the extraction area through their whole body to digest their food. The tube goes primarily through the throat, stomach, small intestine, esophagus, and large intestine. They start by putting the food in their mouth, which ships it from the throat down into the esophagus, which enlarges to form a pouch known as a crop. Birds use the crop to eat quickly, and then if they are in danger, they will fully digest it later while it sits in the crop for whatever they are doing. Most birds have a two-part stomach. The first part, known as the proventriculus, extracts and secretes the juices being digested before returning them. The other part of the stomach is called the gizzard, and its job is to grind and break down foods with its large muscular walls. The gizzard is even able to break down bones. To help the gizzard, birds often swallow pebbles and other small, hard things that stay trapped in the gizzard, and they help break down the things. The food then moves on to the small intestine, where the bird absorbs all of the nutrients available in the food. Then it finally moves to the large intestine, where it gets ready to be removed from the body. Overall, their digestive system is mildly similar to ours in accordance to the structure, but the process through which their food takes to be digested is different, especially the food being broken down in the stomach.
Stop. Go.
Next up, we have the circulatory system. Similar to the humans, the circulatory system of a bird contains a four-chambered heart and blood vessels. The arteries of a bird carry the blood throughout the body whenever the heart beats. The vessels, known as veins, carry that blood back to the heart. Birds can be considered the most athletic animal there is because of the way all their systems work together in their fluid reactions. Their hearts are also able to maintain extraordinary levels of exertion for long periods of time, unlike almost all humans. For example, the hummingbird has a heart that takes up 3% of its body weight, but it is strong enough to give it all the fuel and oxygen it needs to fly nonstop to the Gulf of Mexico. Birds' circulatory systems are very similar to humans in how they work, but have much more powerful and equipped hearts that provide longer times of exertion. The birds have a larger heart than humans in terms of heart-to-body size. This is so birds can maintain the needed metabolism for a fast heart rate. Next up, we have the nervous system. The nervous system of a bird consists of the brain, sense organs, and eyes, and other nerves. The nerves in the bird carry messages from the sense organs, such as the eyes, to the brain. The nerves also carry messages from the brain to the muscles. Researchers recently realized that despite the bird's lack of a cerebral cortex, their brain structure can still send important messages between the different brain regions or areas. This function explains how the birds are capable of complex behaviors. Birds have insanely excellent vision, better than any other animal. Their eyes often weigh more than their brain, and their eyes give them the ability of excellent sight and sight-to-brain processing at a very quick rate. They can also distinguish colors outstandingly. Birds also have a very good nocturnal vision, and throughout their life develop their vision in the night from not too good to excellent. They can see very far with their eyes, but the length of their sight depends on which way their eyes are facing. They also have exceptional hearing and can hear other birds' calls from far away. Their sense of smell is not up to snuff, though, for the most part, as most birds lack a good sense of smell at all, but a few birds, like the kiwi, rely solely on their good sense of smell due to their blindness. Overall, the bird's nervous system is highly advanced, and they have excellent communication, vision, reactions, and basically anything besides smell. Their nervous system's way of transporting messages is also more complex than the human race. Finally, the respiratory system. The respiratory system the primary way of movement for the birds. Flying causes their high metabolism and body to need to get a lot of oxygen quickly. There are 4 specific organs that help the bird get this vital oxygen: the trachea, nostrils, lungs, and air sacs. For each breath the bird takes, the air goes through the nostrils, down to the trachea, and straight into the lungs and air sacs. Then the lungs transport the oxygen into the bloodstream and into the body cells. The oxygen in the air sacs helps the bird cool its organs and maintain its body temperature. Every breath replaces the air in the lungs for the bird. When a bird is flying, it needs up to 20 times the oxygen than when it is resting. To provide all this oxygen, the bird rapidly increases its breathing rate. Their respiratory system is completely different than ours because of the way they send oxygen throughout the body and how much oxygen they are forced to get through the body to allow them to fly around. Overall, birds have a very different body shape than ours, but most of the systems have the same structure. They, of course, have different ways of getting the food and other necessities, oxygen for one, to the parts of the body. But overall, we both work the same way, and yeah.